I'm back again with another video. So I'm watching Doc Waters channel. Shout out to him again. And see, it's 2 hours video. So give me 5 minutes. We're gonna watch 5 minutes of it. We're gonna break everything down. Alright? So let's continue.
Path, histrionic personality disorder having toys, all of them. They don't want to be out of power. And so they're willing to burn everything down so they can keep power. That's it. It's that simple. I don't want to leave the White House. I don't want to leave the Oval Office. I want to keep my power. If I can't have it, I'm going to take my ball and go home. Nobody can play with the ball. That's what we dealing with. These people crazy, man. And I'm going to show you how damn crazy they are. Hold on 1 second. We got to get to the bottom of this, ladies and gentlemen. This don't make no sense whatsoever. Welcome to the Dark Waters Channel, where we explore mysteries, figure out the truth, dive into politics, and anything else you want to know about. That's what we're doing over here, baby. Let's go. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? The one and only James Williams Dark Waters. I'm back. Happy Monday to you. I hope things are going well for you in your life. Let's start here. I'll quickly say this. I wanted to let the news play out a little bit to see what was going to happen because, in my opinion, the events of last week were so chaotic that we needed to just sit back and watch. I mean, we saw the maneuvers that Donald Trump made. We saw maneuvers that the NGOs were making. We saw the pre-meetings with Zelensky. And then it came out over the weekend that there were meetings with Zelensky and the UK government and the French government. And so now he's being shielded by the UK and France, and they're anticipating negotiating a deal with Donald Trump on behalf of Ukraine, which I don't see working out really well at all. It's a lot going on. It's a lot to unpack and a lot to unravel, but we have plenty of time to do so. So let's start with this. The first thing I'm going to say to you guys is people need to start getting arrested now. I don't like the fact that we're sitting back and not being offensive against the bureaucracy of the deep state. And I'm going to show you why we have to be offensive against these people. And the very first story on CNN is the reason why we must be on the offense. Vice President J.D. Vance decided to take his family on a skiing trip. And somehow they leaked where the vice president was going to be. And they sent Ukrainian quote unquote protesters, which are liberals who are paid by an NGO, to go and protest. But it's a little bit worse than that to me. We know they've cut off the funding to a lot of these NGOs, non-governmental organizations. And if you've been following me for a long time, you know I've been talking about NGOs since the time I talked about cryptids, and I told people in the cryptid field, which they don't fucking listen, that NGOs is how a lot of the things that they quote unquote consider to be, ooh, I'm looking for this monster. If you wanted to find the answer to them, you had to find the NGOs that were responsible for them. But nonetheless, everybody said I'm a fake and a fraud and I lied, even though I was the best researcher they've ever had in that field. Nonetheless, NGOs are a danger to America. And we have to go further than just flushing out the money to them. We need to prosecute them for the fraud that they are and the fraud that they commit and the money laundering that they commit. And when you do that, the streets go quiet with all these protesters. To me, this is a sign when CNN and NGOs coordinate, it's a sign of a strike. Because remember, CNN was there. Well, I mean, CNN was live streaming the first assassination attempt of Donald Trump. I mean, and they never were live streaming. If I'm not mistaken, CNN was there, almost ready to live stream the second assassination attempt of Donald Trump. And so we see CNN is here in wherever this undisclosed location is that J.D. Vance was going skiing with his family. And it was so significant that J.D. Vance and his family had to be moved. And so reading between the lines of what happened, it was a little bit more than just people standing on the streets. Because the news said that J.D. Vance and his family were moved to an undisclosed
Or
location.
location.
There's no reason for the president, vice president of the United States to have to be shuffled around in fear, other than we are allowing people to do this and nobody's going to prison. So let's start with let's start with CNN, which at this point in time, I'm sorry, is establishment, CIA, deep state traitor news. It should be turned off. It should no longer be on air. And if there's any time to do it, it's now, because leftists is going to lose their mind either way it goes. So you can allow them to continue to do the damage that they're doing while leftists lose their mind, or you can give them something to lose their mind about. It's kind of like the kid that cries over everything, and the parent says, I'm going to give you something to cry about. You're crying for nothing, because that's what the leftists doing. They're crying for nothing because they're paid to cry. Let me beat your ass so you have some shit to really cry about. And that's what we need to be in this situation. I feel like we're not going there. And I don't understand why. It's very dangerous not to get to spanking these people. It's going to embolden them. You never allow your enemy to go unspanked. I mean, yeah, we're cutting off the money, but no. They got to get spanked. Their life needs to be disrupted. Everything that they know, everything that they believe, everything that they feel, every concept and idea of their life, all the way to the core of who they are, has to be destroyed. Not to be destroyed loudly and publicly, but it has to be destroyed. I'm sorry, and I don't like this. I mean, I just don't.
However, Vice President J.D. Vance is vacationing in a remote ski town in Vermont, and we did see some protests today lining the streets, including one protester who held a sign that said, "Go ski in Russia, traitor." So very notable there. But remember that back, however.
All right. So basically, they call Zelensky a traitor, which he is, a traitor. So he was in Vermont yesterday. I guess he was in a undisclosed location in Vermont, and his family. Okay. Trump yesterday told him to sit down and shut up. Yesterday. So, not just that, we got a problem with Mexico because the cartels. Well, I think we might talk about that today, or we might not. We'll see.
Vice President J.D. Vance is vacationing in a remote ski town in Vermont, and we did see some protests today lining the streets, including one protester who held a sign that said, "Go ski in Russia, traitor." So very notable there. But remember that.
So who the hell told these protesters where J.D. Vance was going to be? It's easy to find out.
You know what I think? Somebody working in the inside. It has to be an inside job. Somebody got to do it. Somebody working in the inside that tells somebody, you know what? He's in an undisclosed location in Vermont. Somebody got tipped off. So it gotta be somebody working on the inside. It gotta be.
Plan a trip, leak the information where you and your family are going to be, track the leak, arrest their ass, and put them in prison. Don't go there. But this is an example of what was going on. And it's dangerous because nobody should be able to line the roadway as to where your president is going. Somebody may say, well, DW, they do it for Donald Trump, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, they definitely do it for Donald Trump. But it's Trump supporters that's doing it for Trump. I mean, for example, if you're coming into New Orleans International Airport, which the president doesn't come in, he comes into one of the small airports, okay, that's another story. Because we know there's one route to where he needs to go. The simple fact that somebody knew where J.D. Vance was going to be and had enough
Like I told you, it was it was somebody on the inside. Like I'm telling you what it is. Somebody was on the inside. That's how somebody got tipped off. Somebody got paid and said, you know what? Listen, somebody was on the inside said, you know what? Jay, that's gonna be on undisclosed location. I want you to be here. Somebody got paid to tell somebody, oh, he gonna be here. So somebody was working the inside. It's the inside job too. Come on now. So I ain't gonna be long with this video here because it's 2 hours. So I'll break a little bit of down. I hope y'all can understand it. So I'm gonna make a part two of this. So that way I'm breaking the whole video down. So that way y'all can understand it. Thank you for watching. Don't forget that like and subscribe with that thumbs up. And yeah, I'll catch you in another video. I will catch you in another video. That means in an hour or two. Peace.